The Ethiopian constitution that has laid the foundation for Ethiopian federal system has been in practice over the past 20 years. The federal parliamentary system that Ethiopia embraces has answered the quest for democracy, human rights and equality of the over 80 nations, nationalities and peoples of Ethiopia. Our guest today, Assistant Professor of Law at the Addis Ababa University, Mohammed Habib, gives us an insight on Ethiopian federalism, which has many unique features. Stay with us. Thank you, Doctor, for coming here, for joining us. I want to know about federalism, the Ethiopian federalism system. It's said to be unique for the country, different from other federalist systems. How is that, and what can you tell us about the Ethiopian federalism system?
Thank you very much. Ethiopian federal experience is an Ethiopian phenomenon. Yes, we share the name federal with many other countries, but it's unique in the sense Ethiopian. Is it the best in the world? I wouldn't say that. No one would say mine is the best one. It all depends on the success to meet challenges from time to time and the success to attain objectives enshrined in the constitution and also aspired by all members of the society in the country. So in the case of Ethiopia, Ethiopian federal system is an emerging, I would like to say, it's an emerging Ethiopian system, which is founded on the present constitution, about which many people do not have any problem as far as the federal alternative is concerned. But in terms of assuming its final, I wouldn't say final, its long-term shape, I think in Ethiopia we have to go a long way through democratic dialogue and also through open-minded attitude to learn from experiences of other countries, including not only successes but also failures, with a view to avoiding that in our context.
The federalism system, it is derived from the constitution that Ethiopia has, and in the constitution it's clearly stated that all nations, nationalities and people of the country should be equally beneficiaries of this system. When you look at the structure of federalism system that Ethiopia has, would you say that the structure is implemented accordingly, or?
Okay, one would say 20 years. If it were in the lifespan of one person, one would say 20 years is a very long time. 20 years in the lifespan of a nation may not be a long time. So I think we can evaluate experience of the last 20 years with the conviction that we are evaluating the experiment of a country, not an individual person. So over the last 20 years, the most essential features of the constitution are implemented, like establishing institutions which are already in existence, like the federal organs of the government, the state organs of the government, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, the Ethiopian Institution of Ombudsman, and also institutions established in several states of the federation. In that respect, yes. But I would say the constitution says more than that. So it would depend on the way we would manage emerging challenges that would tell whether or not Ethiopia would succeed to faithfully implement the guarantees endorsed in the constitution. I can cite quite a number of examples. So far, so good, but a lot of expectations remaining to be made.
Okay, so what can you tell us about this? The federalism system, it's not central, it's decentralized, and each region, nations, nationalities, they are privileged to administer their own region, to develop their own nation. So what is the advantage of one region administering its region by itself from a person that's derived from that nation?
20 years ago, there was that demand that the ethno-national communities, almost emerging from ashes of destructive civil wars during the Dark War, aspiring to administer, to enjoy self-rule in their respective localities. The constitution guarantees that, and the regional states of Ethiopia, among other things, are crafted in such a way the ethno-national identities of the different peoples residing in different localities of the country would be adequately respected. But not only that, settlement pattern is also taken into account. Other factors are also taken into account. Therefore, I think it's very good to make distinction between nationalities as an ethno-national communities, members of ethno-national communities who have got legitimate aspirations to promote their unique cultural, linguistic, and social values on the one hand, and the same people, the same members of the community also aspiring to enjoy their right as individual citizens of Ethiopia. Therefore, for example, if A belongs to, say, any ethno-national community in Ethiopia, A would be interested to enjoy cultural right to use his own language, social rights like customs, traditions, what have you, in their respective localities, and also for such customs, traditions, values to be respected nationally, so as a collective being. But along the same line, the same A belonging to that ethno-national community is a citizen of Ethiopia. So he would like, or she would like, to see her rights, constitutional rights as individual citizen, respected wherever he lives or wherever she lives in this country, whether in my locality, in the locality where my language is being used, or in a locality where my language is not being used. So we should not forget that we are, yes, on the one hand, we are nationalities and peoples. On the other hand, we all are citizens of Ethiopia. Therefore, it's very important to make sure that both rights are respected faithfully.
Okay, so what is the ultimate goal of this federalism, now that every region is administered by its own rule, by its own person, and ultimately they are going to develop? And what's the final
ultimate objective? Thank you very much. From my perspective, the ultimate objective is building a unified, democratic Ethiopia, where each one of us, as individual citizens, as communities, would live honorably and happily in this part of the world. This would require, first, to develop shared national vision, that there is nothing wrong in recognizing diversity. Diversity could be a source of enrichment, a source of beauty. It's an additional value. At the same time, we should also know the limit, that it should go hand in hand with our also collective aspiration to remain together, to build unified, democratic, strong, developed, industrialized, if I have to say the proud Ethiopia in the world.
So, could you tell us a little bit about the Nations Nationalities Day being celebrated? Does it have any significance or input to the federalism system that's built?
Yes, we all celebrate Day of Nation Nationalities first. This is our value. Nation nationalities means we Ethiopians are also nation nationalities. Therefore, this is one of the most beautiful, exciting features of our society, our country. We respect it, we love it, we accept it with grace. Meanwhile, this is also a celebration saying to us and to the world, look, we Ethiopians now are building a new constitutional system. A new constitutional system founded as a result of our experience prior to adoption of this constitutional alternative. Therefore, we are committed not to repeat past mistakes. We are committed to work together. We are committed also to enhance the democratic credibility of the system through our collective engagement, regardless of our race, our ethno-national background, our religious background, our ideological preference as well. We all are Ethiopians. So this constitution has got elements that give guarantee that all these diversities are respected, including ideological difference. That's why Ethiopia is a multi-party, politically pluralistic country. It's a new democracy and emerging. But we can't also forget this is a system in making. Therefore, our system is a national system. It requires more experience, more additional input, more additional institutional capacity to include everybody, regardless of anything, so that we'll not go backward, but we'll go further, and we'll go further, we'll go to the right direction. What is the right direction? Unity with diversity, and also taking the future of this country, our collective, as our collective shared business. It's not somebody's business. No, it's our collective agenda. Collective. With this, I feel that the present constitution will be a pioneering framework to keep Ethiopians together, not only together, but together happily, and also providing us an ever-living hope every time that Ethiopia from day to day will be stronger, will be more democratic, more inclusive, more modern, but also capable of preserving its diverse cultures, values, traditions with grace, and pass it to the future generation.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
With more than 80 ethnic communities, it has been 20 years since Ethiopia introduced federal parliamentary democracy. Article 1 of the Ethiopian Constitution states that Ethiopia is federal. The federal structure in practice over the past 2 decades has been successful in ensuring the rights of the diverse nations and nationalities in the country. In fact, Ethiopia has been exemplary to other African countries in implementing federalism that resulted in accelerating development, thereby benefiting the public at large. Following is an exclusive interview with Sudanese ambassador to Ethiopia, Abdulrahman Sirar Katim, on Ethiopian federalism.
Let me first congratulate you and the people of Ethiopia, and those who are now watching us, I hope, by this very important occasion, by celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Ethiopian Constitution, being ratified in Asosa, Benishangul Gumuz region. And this is now you see it as an important event for you, for the Ethiopians. But we see it very important for us in Sudan, in a way or another, because celebrating this occasion that we are celebrating the stability in Ethiopia, and we are celebrating the unification of the people, and we are celebrating the equality between the people of Ethiopia. And these are very important ethics for not only for the Ethiopians, but for us in Sudan and for the whole continent, because the continent is now suffering from these struggles and disputes which you've passed. Now this is history in Ethiopia, and now we're celebrating this practically in Asosa. That is why I see it is not an occasion for the Ethiopians, but for Sudan and for the whole continent, because we are aiming to reach the same level of stability and solidarity as the Ethiopians have done during this era. That's why I congratulate you and our brothers in Ethiopia in this very important occasion. I see behind this the development in Ethiopia. Had it not been this constitution, which we are now celebrating in Asosa for the 20th year, Ethiopia had not been like it is now. We now can compare and go back to 20 years back. How was Ethiopia? And we can see it nowadays. It is only because of this constitution and the respect of the Ethiopians for it. Here we have again an experience which has to be addressed by all Ethiopians and Africans as well. If had it been this federalism, I could hardly imagine how Ethiopia would be. I think the federalism in Ethiopia is well implemented, although it is not a strategic issue, and it needs to be developed based on the experience itself. But the development in Ethiopia, I think it is mainly for the federalism that brought people together and brought them around this constitution that created this federalism. In fact, we have this system in Sudan, and we started implementing the federalism in Sudan since 1994, and we have a good experience. And what we need is to exchange this experience between Sudan and Ethiopia, and to learn from each other, and try to develop our federalism here and there according to this exchange experience between the two. And I think we have had a meeting in Khartoum some time ago for this issue. And Atukasa himself, I accompanied him to Sudan maybe 2 weeks ago, and he addressed as a speaker of this Council of Federation our parliament there, our parliament, and they exchanged the experience, both speakers during that session, and it was very useful, I think, for both, because there was a cross also questioning from both sides, and I think they learned from their experience. I believe so.